Hello everyone, Ben here and welcome back to the channel for yet another video. I know there's been a certain lack of Dungeons and Death battles recently, but not to fear as we are back with the spin wheel. And we will be using this to select the next monsters that will be battling it out in the arena. Coming up we have the CR3 Championship, and as some of you guys will know, we hosted a poll over on Patreon in which you guys headed over to vote for which creatures you wanted to see in this season's combats. And so here we are. These are the creatures that have made it through into the CR3 season. And in no particular order, we do have the Werewolf, Dragon Wormling, White, Winter Wolf, Flail Snail, Basilisk, the Dwergar Mindmaster, of course, rising up from the CR2 League, the Redcap, Manticore, Hellhound, Spectator, Owlbear, Hook Horror, Yeti, Displacer Beast, and Phase Spider. And these are the denizens that will be duking it out in this season's combat to see which is going to be walking away with the crown at the very end. And so without further ado, we are obviously all here for one thing, and that is spinning that wheel and getting some creatures down on the board. So first things first, let's give it a spin and see which creature we are going to be kicking things off with. So let's push that button. And it spins. What are we going to get? And the very first monster we have is the Dwergar Mindmaster. And of course, this creature did rise up through the CR2 League in order to make it through, become crowned as champion, and of course ascend up to the CR3 League. And so, Dwergar Mindmaster has been the first pick. And so the Dwergar Mindmaster will be going up against... Spin that wheel, see what we get. The Winter Wolf. We've seen wolves previously in the competition, but this one is unlike any that the Battleground has seen just yet. So this will be a very exciting round. We'll see if the CR2 Mindmaster has what it takes to take on the very first CR3 monster to grace the arena. But without further ado, we have more choices. So, spin once again. Have around 7 more of these spins in total. And that is the Displacer Beast. A very tricky foe indeed. This one has some very, very special abilities I'm looking forward to using in the arena. We have used this one in a death battle one-shot before, but this is the first time that it's entered the competitive scene. So, let's see who it's up against. Wheel is back on again, spinning and ticking around there. And we have the White. The Undead Abomination, no doubt going to be causing chaos in the battlefield. Taking on the Displacer Beast is going to be an interesting one. But the wheel continues to spin. We find out fight number 3, which is going to be between the Phase Spider, another creature well known for its teleporting powers, and it is going to be taking on... Let's see. Who have we got? Hey, the Yeti. One of the most famous monsters on this by far, known well outside the Dungeons and Dragons TTRPG community. The Yeti is going to be a challenge. And so rolling in for bout number 4. Kicking away. We have the Werewolf. Oh, even more well known than the Yeti perhaps. This one, it really is going to cause some trouble. Looking forward to running the Werewolf in the arena. But we need to find out who it's facing. And so without further ado, as the wheel spins away, we find that the Werewolf will be taking on the Flail Snail. This was one of the most highly requested creatures, I think, coming in second just next to the Basilisk. So you guys are really keen to see this thing fight, as am I. And taking on the Werewolf, it is going to be a very interesting combat indeed. But moving forward, let's spin that wheel once again. And there it is, the most upvoted monster in the vote by far. I think it came out with 16 total. That is the Basilisk. And this is one of the most dangerous creatures in the entire game anyway, with the ability to just turn things to stone outright. I'm really looking forward to seeing if we get some more intellect devourer kind of shenanigans going on with this one. So, let's see who the Basilisk is taking on. And that is going to be the Spectator. 2 creatures that use their eyes as their main source of power. Again, a very, very interesting matchup here. Basilisk versus Spectator in at number 5. And we move on once more. A few more creatures left on the board. As we spin round to our Dragon Wormling, our CR3 Dragon Wormling. Again, there is currently a small poll over on our Patreon, which will be deciding the colour variant For the Dragon Wormling that will be entering the arena, I believe there are 4 choices currently up there. So we have the Blue Dragon Wormling, the Gold Dragon Wormling, the Sapphire Dragon Wormling, and the Solar Dragon Wormling. So if you haven't already and you get to this video in time, head over to Patreon and drop your vote, see which Dragon Wormling variant you want to fight in the arena this time. And the Wormling will be facing off against... oh, the Hook Horror by a mere hair. Again, one of the most terrifying monsters on the board here. Really, really looking forward to running the Hook Horror. And it's going to be taking on a dragon, so that should be interesting. And that does bring us down to the final 2 here. So, 2 more battles, 4 more combatants. Let's see who's going to get who. Spin that wheel in. Rolling around first, we have the Manticore. Again, a fearsome creature. Fairly powerful for CR3, especially with its ability for flight. So once again, these are all really, really interesting matchups that I'm looking forward to running. And let's see who the Manticore gets to go up against. Certainly got a choice of 3. And there it is, monstrosity versus monstrosity. In this case, Manticore taking on the Owlbear. Definitely a fan favourite, this one. So it'd be interesting to see which way this one swings. And that does, of course, mean only one thing. I'm going to spin the wheel anyway because it's fun. We're going to have the Red Cap taking on the Hellhound with our final battle. And again, the Hellhound and the Red Cap are both 2 terrifying creatures, which in a way makes this an even more interesting and fun matchup for me. And the Red Cap is a creature that especially should not be underestimated, with the Hellhound finding itself at the forefront of horror games, which in general tend to be a little bit more deadly anyway. So it'll be interesting to see how these CR3 monsters from different backgrounds take each other on in the arena. And so with all that said, I think that's enough of my babbling, but I will, before I leave, just confirm the order of the creatures who will be facing off against each other in the arena for this completely fresh CR3 season. So in order now, the first matchup will see the Dwergar Mindmaster face off against the Winter Wolf. The second bout will see the Displacer Beast take on the Wight. Up third, we have the Phase Spider taking on the Yeti. Week 4, we'll see the Werewolf take on the Flail Snail. Really interested for that one. Week 5, we'll see the Battle of the Eyeball Terrors with the Basilisk taking on the Spectator. Bout 6, we'll see whichever variant of Dragon Wormling is selected take on the Hook Horror. The penultimate qualifier will be the Manticore versus the Owlbear, with of course the last qualifier seeing the terrifying Red Cap taking on the equally bloodthirsty Hellhound. And that will round off our qualifiers, and we will see which creatures move up into the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then of course the Grand CR3 Championship Finals to see which one of these creatures is going to be taking this season's crown. And now to make things a little bit more interesting, if you head over to the Patreon, there will be a vote over there in which you will be able to select the creature that you think is going to be the champion of the entire season. So starting off nice and early from the very get-go, I want to see your picks, see which creatures you're backing, and of course I want you to tell me why. Drop that down in the comments below here or over on the Patreon, whichever suits you. I want to hear it. But anyway, as I said, that's going to be all from me for now. Join me very soon, possibly even New Year's Day, for the very first combat in the CR3 season, which of course once again is going to be the Dwergar Mindmaster taking on that Winter Wolf. I will see you very soon for that one. Thank you very much for watching, and of course head over to the Patreon, drop your vote, subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all things Dungeons & Death Battles, as well as all the other videos that we run over on this channel, and I will see you very soon in another video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.